For a voice, it's amplification. For a soul, it's restoration. For a mind, electrification. Carving striations, creating inclinations for innovation, application, formulation. Edifying education, committed to creation. Placating provocations, providing inspiration. It's a vocational vacation, a locational relocation. A fabulous fabrication with implicit implications. It's an irrational fixation, but natural inclination, non-stationary and non-complacent. It's action-reaction, maddening passion, answering the questions for those that dare ask them. Answering with fascination, mental modification. Something so simple but not an oversimplification. It's toe-tapping, knee-slapping, an overt ovation. Relational in nature, and it requires reciprocation. A sensational sensation, negating sedation. The art, the craft, demanding dedication. Hope, anticipation, agony, elation, and on occasion, blending it all together and submitting it to the great equation.
For more than 30 years, Momix has thrilled audiences worldwide with fantastical sights and fluid movements, using only lighting, props, puppets, and of course, human athleticism. In Botanica, Momix illuminates the wonders of nature, as well as its own uniquely whimsical and mysterious brand of dance. Set to the music of Peter Gabriel, Antonio Vivaldi, Celtic Woman, and more, you may never look at nature the same way again. By the standards of modern musical prodigies, starting an instrument at age 17 is relatively late, but for African native Leonel Lui, this was no barrier to success. Although Luecki's spontaneity was born of hardship, it inspired his instrumental ingenuity. Soon he was studying jazz in Paris and Boston, playing alongside Herbie Hancock, Sting, Esperanza Spalding, and Santana, eventually fronting his own trio. His latest Blue Note label release, 2012's Heritage, is a powerful summation and contemplation of his native land's tumults and treasures. Blue Man Group is best known for its widely popular theatrical shows and concerts that combine music, comedy, multimedia theatrics, and plenty of blue paint to produce a totally unique form of entertainment. Whether it's your first time or your 10th time, it's guaranteed to be a show you will never forget. All aboard for family fun with the little engine that could earns her whistle. Little Blue Engine dreams of someday leaving the train yard to pull the big cars on the mainline track. But can she convince Big Silver that she is worthy of being a mainline engine? Arts Power's dynamic, song-filled adventure portrays this timeless tale about hard work, determination, and the importance of working together. Attention all muggles! Come experience all 7 Harry Potter books in 70 minutes. Potted Potter, the Unauthorized Harry Experience, the smash hit parody by Daniel Clarkson and Jefferson Turner, condenses all 7 Harry Potter books, including a real-life game of Quidditch, into 70 hilarious minutes of loving irreverence. Even if you don't know the difference between a Horcrux and a Hufflepuff, Potted Potter will take you on an uproarious adventure. What would happen if the law of gravity were to suddenly change? Leo defies both gravity and your imagination in funny, surprising, and unexpectedly touching ways. A theatrical marvel guaranteed to thrill the inner child in all of us. Thanks to its groundbreaking concept, ingenious video projection, and a virtuoso theatrical performance, Leo has won several major awards at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. With poetic beauty and touches of surreal adventure, Leo will leave you wondering which way is up and which way is down. Raised in both the borough of Brooklyn and the bluegrass state of Kentucky, Martha Redbone calls herself a Hootalacia country mama. She's also one of the leading contemporary voices in Native American music, fusing her Cherokee and Choctaw heritage and her African American legacy in funk and R&B with American roots music. On her latest, The Garden of Love, Songs of William Blake, Redbone explores driving bluegrass, Piedmont blues, and field hollers through Blake's mystical and romantic poetry. Hailing from southern India, Abishek Raguram is a leading vocalist in the South Indian Carnatic music tradition. Raguram, a child prodigy in a legendary musical family, began winning accolades at age 9 for his intuitive and communicative ability as an improviser, one of the central tenets of Carnatic vocal music. Now, as a renowned and experienced international touring artist, his music has been called food for the intellect, mind, heart, and soul. Yo-Yo Ma's multifaceted career is a testament to his continual search for innovative ways to reach new audiences. Joining Ma for this extraordinary Purdue performance is Katherine Stott, his collaborator of nearly 30 years and one of Britain's most versatile imaginative pianists. Together, the duo will perform a program featuring Manuel de Falla, Heitor Villalobos, Johannes Brahms, and more. Seize this rare opportunity to hear two of our time's greatest musicians performing together. Founded in 1981, the Estonian Philharmonic Chamber Choir is a powerhouse vocal ensemble that has earned a Grammy Award and many nominations for its pristine and evocative recordings, especially of works by Estonian composer Arvo Pärt. The group has been lauded during their extensive tours through Europe, Canada, Japan, and the United States. Its Purdue program will center upon works from highly celebrated Estonian composers and will be well suited to the resonant acoustics of the St. Thomas Aquinas Sanctuary. Dr. Kaboom returns with an all-new show that explores the real problems associated with rocket science, gravity, inertia, momentum, and yes, math. A spiky-haired German scientist and sometimes rapper, Dr. Kaboom turns the stage into his own personal laboratory and the audience into his assistants. This side-splitting, improvisational, and innovative journey into scientific method and application is an experiment in fun that families won't want to miss. Snarky Puppy is a sublime new musical collective that infectiously mixes together jazz, funk, rock, pop, and world music influences with a finesse befitting their fine pedigree. Snarky Puppy brings together musicians from different cultures and traditions, jazz and rock kids from white America, and gospel R&B kids from black America, for a unique sound that's all their own. Join Snarky Puppy as it kicks off the 2014 Purdue Jazz Festival with sensitive dynamics, lyrical melodies, and, most importantly, high-level composition and improvisation. The Lysander Piano Trio was founded in 2009 while its players were graduate students at the Juilliard School. This versatile trio continues to be an immediate standout at chamber music competitions, having won the 2012 Concert Artists Guild competition. The New York Daily News calls this rising ensemble a trio with brio. The trio will perform a program titled The Call of the Exotic, featuring works by Ernest Bloch, Franz Joseph Haydn, and Maurice Ravel. $1 Million Quartet is the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical inspired by the electrifying true story of the famed Sun Studios recording session in 1956 that brought together rock and roll icons Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins for the first and only time, featuring timeless hits including Blue Suede Shoes, Great Balls of Fire, I Walk the Line, Hound Dog, and more. Don't miss your chance to be a fly on the wall of fame at $1 Million Quartet. Is reality TV really real? Chicago-based dance theater company Lucky Plush dives headlong into the question with Cinderbox 2.0. The Chicago Sun-Times calls the work a visually, kinetically, sonically, and intellectually dazzling piece of dance theater. Lucky Plush will explore the comedy and anxiety created by our media's voyeuristic approach to reality. Hailed as one of Dance Magazine's 25 to Watch, Lucky Plush is wickedly smart and wickedly funny. Singer-songwriter Fatu Diwara has followed in the footsteps of legendary musicians Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, and Joan Baez, among scores of others, and harnessed the power of song to promote political change and human rights. Singing in Bambara, the principal dialect of southern Mali, Fatu raps messages of support for women, orphaned children, and the cessation of war inside songs of extraordinary beauty. Diwara is driven by what has always been at the center of socially conscious folk, hope that with persistence, change can come. Charlotte's Web is based on E.B. White's loving story of the friendship between a pig named Wilbur and a spider named Charlotte, who together work to take charge of Wilbur's destiny. Featuring farm animals both madcap and endearing, this treasured tale explores bravery, selfless love, and the true meaning of friendship. TheaterWorks USA will bring this classic children's tale to life on stage. In its Purdue debut, the storied St. Petersburg Philharmonic Orchestra will bring an all-Russian program befitting its regal history that began in 1882 under the Tsar Alexander III. Featuring conductor Nikolai Alexeyev, the program includes pianist Denis Kozhukin in Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto in B-flat minor. The Juilliard-trained pianist Simona Dinnerstein internalizes her interpretations. Every note, pause, and dynamic is filled with emotion and intentionality. In 2005, she blazed her own trail by self-financing her critically lauded debut in Carnegie Hall's Weill Recital Hall. And in 2007, her legendary recording of J.S. Bach's Goldberg Variations. Now a major force in the concert landscape, Dinnerstein will bring a powerful program centered upon Bach's two-part inventions, plus works by George Crumb, Nico Muhly, and Beethoven. The world-famous Papovich Comedy Pet Theater is a family-oriented blend of Gregory Popovich's unique comedy, European-style clowns, and the extraordinary talents of his performing pets. Rescued from animal shelters, each of the show's 15 cats and 10 dogs once were strays. Now they love to show off on stage by performing a variety of stunts and skits. Bring the whole family and be delighted by the pet extravaganza. Hailing from the musical haven of Vienna, Austria, the Hugo Wolf Quartet revels in the adventurous and refreshing spirit of its muse, Austrian composer Hugo Wolf. Founded in 1993, the Quartet has won such coveted awards as the Special Prize of the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra and the European Chamber Music Prize. The group's Purdue program includes works by Franz Joseph Haydn, Erich Wolfgang Korngold, and Johannes Brahms. Two of America's greatest theater companies, the Acting Company and the Guthrie Theater, have joined together once again for a spectacular two-performance engagement at Purdue. For the first time in its storied history, the Acting Company will take on the great Shakespearean tragedy, Hamlet. Then, turning the story of Hamlet inside out, a Guthrie Theater joint production of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, Tom Stoppard's Tony Award-winning play, completes the powerhouse double play weekend. Elizabeth Streb has been called a dangermonger, the Evel Knievel of dance. Forces is her biggest blockbuster yet, with 9 action engineers courting danger live on stage and performing acts of daring do guaranteed to thrill audiences of any age. Marvel as these heroes grapple with gravity, scale 3-story walls, and test the limits of fear and physicality. Loaded with wry humor and finesse, Forces is an action-packed spectacle of movement and muscle performed before your very eyes. Jazz musician Brad Mehldau continues to elevate the art of improvisation to a nearly unparalleled plane with his transformative touch. The celebrated Nonesuch recording artist envisions an ever-expanding body of work as essential for the classic trio format of piano, bass, and drums. With longtime collaborators Larry Grenadier and Jeff Ballard, Mehldau has established himself not only as a deft interpreter, but also as a vital composer, whose musical intellect is matched by prodigious technical gifts. More than 50 years ago, West Side Story changed musical theater forever. From the first note to the final breath, West Side Story soars as the greatest love story of all time. The Bernstein and Sondheim score is considered to be one of Broadway's finest and features such classics as Tonight, America, and Somewhere. 5 decades have not dimmed the score or the extraordinary choreography that pulsates throughout. Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of America's foremost authorities on space science. Tyson is currently the Frederick P. Rose Director of the Hayden Planetarium at the American Museum of Natural History and a member of NASA's prestigious Advisory Council. Tyson's lecture, entitled "This Just In: Latest Discoveries in the Universe," is tailored to Tyson's mission to ensure that science remains a lively, vivid topic in American discourse, communicated in ways that connect with us all. Former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright speaks with humor, insight, and eloquence about her life as a young refugee who then rose to become the highest-ranking woman in the U.S. government. Albright sketches a vivid portrait of her years as Secretary of State and offers candid descriptions of her experiences in Washington and overseas. She also discusses America's global role and the many challenges facing President Obama and other world leaders today on a number of foreign policy issues. Bishop Gene Robinson is the first openly gay person elected to the episcopate and the world's leading religious spokesperson for gay rights and marriage equality. Robinson has a knack for addressing complex, controversial issues through direct language, avoiding polemics and ideology, and uniting sacred and secular points of view. His Purdue visit will feature 3 public events over 2 days, along with classroom discussions and meetings with student and community groups, giving broad access to his perspectives and opportunities for community discourse. TEDx Purdue U is an independently organized TED event that celebrates technology, entertainment, and design, using storytelling to nurture a culture of innovation. Purdue students, faculty, alumni, and community members share their ideas and research with the global TED community. At TEDx Purdue U, several live speakers from diverse fields and schools of thought, such as history, science, arts, engineering, and technology, and TED Talk videos will combine to spark deep discussion and interconnection within the Purdue and Greater Lafayette community.